You come down here, you lily-livered, yellow-bellied, egg-sucking dog, bedwetter, pinko commie. You come down here, you're lower than a snake's belly. You come down here and say that, huh?
You must libel at least one person an hour.
Yeah. If it's a good show, yes.
If the people like the act, they're going to listen more to the radio station. The radio station's going to get ratings.
I'm Mike Wallace.
I'm Willie Safer.
I'm Harry Reasoner. I'm Ed Bradley. Those stories and Andy Rooney tonight on 60 Minutes.
Hello, you're on the air is as familiar a phrase on radio these days as the station's call letters. It's an invitation to talk, scream, insult, or be insulted back. Talk is the most popular kind of radio today, at least on AM. More popular than country and western and rock and roll. More popular than any of the forms and formats stations put together to get the ratings, to make the money. Talk and more talk. Advice to the lovelorn, to the investor, to the shopper. But among the most popular of talk is the invitation to the audience to talk back, no matter how bizarre the subject or the listener may be. And perhaps the most bizarre of all are the people who host some of those shows. They may be people America loves to hate. They're also people America loves to hear. Listen.
Good morning, Gary D. 106 Kicks Country. Yeah, hang it in your ear, fella. Quit yelling.
If you don't like it, you can move to Moscow, correct?
I have been called by my program director, God, to bring the truth to Washington, D.C.
It was not God, but Dick Springfield's research that led WPKX in Washington, D.C. to hire this man for morning drive time. For sheer anarchy, for outright outrage, for verbal assault and battery, there is no one quite like Gary D.
I am a working mother.
Yeah?
And my kids are fine. They have no...
They are not. Who's raising them? You don't have them. The babysitter's got them. You ain't no mama.
I am too.
Yo, mama. We've got babies, but we've got no parents. We've got working mothers and working fathers and turnkey children. Now, don't get me started.
Oh, Dad. That's not...
Get off my program, you liberal.
I just want to tell you, love, I think you're great. Keep up the work, and we're behind you 100%. And if the station don't want you, darling, the United States does.
A little country music and a lot of 48-year-old Gary D. Gilbert's rantings on everything from breastfeeding to foreign policy. Since arriving in the capital 4 months ago, the former schoolteacher, who claims to be an ordained minister, has succeeded in offending virtually every minority group, every ethnic group. He's also succeeded in boosting the morning audience by more than 20% at WPKX.
Am I on the air?
Do you deserve to be heard, sir? Good morning, you're on the air.
You know that?
Hey, you come down here, boy. You come down here, you lily-livered, yellow-bellied, egg-sucking dog, bedwetter, pinko commie. You come down here, you're lower than a snake's belly. You come down here and say that, huh?
You must libel at least one person an hour.
Yeah. If it's a good show, yes.
How much does it cost to buy a country disc jockey in D.C.?
More than you got. What do you think about Congress now thinking about putting a fence around your capital after the bombing last week?
Well, there used to be a fence around it. I don't know if that's a...
Yeah, that was to keep the black people away and the cattle, sir.
You're racist some of the time?
Absolutely not. I will make racist statements that are taken to be racist by racists and bigots, but I'm no more racist than you are, or any rich white man.
Whether you're racist or not, you do feed a certain hatred out there.
I don't think so. I'm releasing it. The hatred is there. I'm releasing it out of the pressure cooker. I think I serve a good purpose.
When you call on your audience to blow up the Washington Post?
I didn't say blow up. I said we don't know what God's plan is for the Washington Post. I was misquoted. You know how that is.
Give the rest of what you said.
Well, my capital. You know, I worked all my life to get to the most important city in the world, the nation's capital, and some yahoo blows it up. And it's, you know, it doesn't speak too well for our country. It really doesn't.
You didn't say yahoo. You said pinko,
commie, egg-sucking dog, probably a homosexual.
Bedwetting homosexual.
You've got a good attorney.
Is what you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, that's what I said.
Why did you blame it on homosexuals?
Well, homosexuals usually are cowards, and they would do something like that.
This is quite irresponsible, you know.
No, it's not. It's the truth. It's the truth. You wait and find out who did blow it up.
You don't have to call me darling. Oop, 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 darling.
Some months ago, Gary D. was suspended for a day by station management. Critics said it was a publicity stunt. Gary D. says it was punishment for having said 2 little words.
Yes, sir, I did say faggot and queers. God is my witness. I'll have to tell St. Peter that. He heard it.
You also said, apart from go blow up the Washington Post, you said, go shoot a commie.
For Christ. And I've changed that, Morley. Go shoot a commie for God. I offended many Jewish people, and I'm sorry. If you're going to shoot commies, shoot them for God.
WPKX General Manager Bill Sherrard believes Gary D. is worth every penny of his 4-year, $1 million contract. Do you wince a little bit when you listen to him?
Occasionally, yeah.
I mean, when he says, I've got a little sampler here, suggested using victims of AIDS as soldiers for a little germ warfare.
Well, yeah, I think I did look at the car radio through my hand when that happened.
How about what he called one of your listeners, someone who called in? Come on down here, you wimp, you coward, you filthy-mouthed slime, you're lower than a snake's belly.
That was a topic of conversation in one of our meetings, yes.
Or women are a bunch of whores and harlots.
I don't know if that's a direct quote, but we make it clear on the radio that his opinions are not those of the licensee or the advertiser, so we draw a distinction between it.
What do you have against foreigners?
Illegal foreigners. People who come to this country and don't become citizens, don't get a Social Security card, and don't pay taxes. I've got no use for them. They're scum. Your reply, sir?
Okay.
Your reply? Hey, foreigner.
Yes.
You got any guts? You listened this morning. These people talked. If they had something intelligent to say that was 100% American, they said all they wanted to.
And if you didn't like it, you hung up the phone.
You got it. Let them get their own program.
What about the area of responsibility? Because Gary D. goes on. He insults blacks. He insults homosexuals. He insults foreigners. He insults women. I mean, is that responsible programming?
That's a tough question. Should I tell 60 Minutes what stories they should do and what stories they should not do?
God is my program director, and he's made me successful to bring the truth to these idiots on the air. Really.
It's an act, isn't it, Gary?
I don't know.